The drama in the withdrawal of the United Progressive People's candidate in the Kabwata parliamentary by-elections, Francis Libanda, has continued taking twists and turns as party president Xavier Chimba describes the development as fake news. He tells Diamond News in an exclusive phone interview that the party has just been seeing stories of the withdrawal on social media and not received any formal communication.
It is quite shocking that as a party we could bring about fantasy in the media, and until now we are treating what is on social media as fake news. We believe that in the interest of the integrity of government and the systems that are spoken about, that government operates on records, if the ACZ have received that letter from Mr. Francis Libanda, and we expect them to communicate to us, because we not received any communication whatsoever to tell us about his intentions to withdraw from the direct, which is very irresponsible, totally unacceptable, and it must be condemned by both people.
Mr. Chimba explains that efforts to get hold of his candidate, Mr. Libanda, has proved to be futile as his contacts remain unreachable.
The party in this case paid all the money, 100%. Mr. Francis Libanda has not spent it away. Including the vehicle which the party gave the money. Was last seen on Friday, the mobile party and party officials in a vehicle that the party gave them about 3 to 4 weeks before the fighting organizations. So until now, we have not heard from him. His phones are not reachable, and therefore we are on the line on the posted communication that he made to the ACZ. They are doing all investigations. Until we get to this completed, we cannot say much.
Meanwhile, some parties have continued conducting door-to-door campaigns, and the thought of fresh nominations has no effect on their camps, as seen from the UPND and PF camp in Kabwata.
Okay, they are looking at the leadership who can understand, who can actually have the feeling of the community, which we have ourselves, which is Andrew Tayengo. And the person who is going to help them very much, especially with this CDF, which is coming, which was increased from 1.6 to 25.7.
Confident by God's grace, because people know what is going on. Okay, you can't go and preach to a person who's angry, because they are feeling it just the way you're feeling it. So for us, it's with lots of humility to the people.
For now, all stakeholders await the decision from the electoral body to state whether the pause set for January 20th, 2022 will take off as planned or a postponement is likely to take effect. Memory Nyambe, Diamond News.
A day of prayer in a Christian nation such as Zambia brings to the fore a scenario of peace in the midst of praise and worship. But Sunday, January 9 was a different day for worshippers at Bethel Church in Lusaka's Kabwata as member differences came to the surface.
They want to beat him. It's just coming to destroy the church. Why can't you fight for us so that this church should grow? Let's talk about growth, not only destroying. Chama is just there to destroy church. No, mafia to Anaka. We are tired of Chama. Every day Chama. It's just coming to destroy our
My brother, we pleaded with you, please.
We try to handle ourselves.
Please, in peace. Please.
The church faction, which supports the recall of suspended Pastor Suzanne Matale, has locked the main church, citing maladministration in the current leaders.
These issues are historical. I will tell you this, that in the entire of this Zambia, I stand to be corrected. But this church Bethel raises enough money. Remember what I said. said the pastors are not paid from a central point. Pastors are paid by the congregation where they are sent. So that should also put it more like on a rate why everyone will want to come here. In 2019, the Reverend Matale was asked to be transferred to another church. She refused. And the people that were pushing for her to be transferred are the same people who later congregated and made the kangaroo arrangement. So it is all about finances, it's all about personal interests.
Reverend Susanne Matale was suspended in 2020, and up to now, the allegation leading to her suspension still stands. But her supporters remember her leadership with grace. They have demanded that those interfering in the affairs of the church stop.
But to make the matters even better is that our Reverend Matale has appealed to the Judicial Council of the Church, which is the highest judicial body of the church in the U.S. And that appeal includes appeal against the suspension, appeal against the removal. Remember when I said that there is a judicial cause? So now they wanted to use that as a reason for removing her from here. But even then, instead of subjecting her to all the judicial process of a trial and the likes until she's found, they did a shortcut, all in the name of trying just to remove her. So she has appealed against that process that was used. She has appealed against being removed and appealed against being suspended.
The leadership at the church says at an appropriate time they will respond. The church is considered a house of peace. Probably, after the differences and wrangles, the glory of the Lord will reign supreme. Victoria Yambani, Dama News.